Welcome to the channel Tribe. In this session of Instagram Live, we are having Nishant Gohel discussing on how to focus on learning new technologies. Huge shout out to BrowserStack, our exclusive sponsor for all community events and premier sponsor for conferences. We thank them for supporting this event.
I'll invite our guest for today, with whom we'll be having our conversation about the topic how to focus on learning new technologies, which is quite a great topic, because all of us want to focus on learning new things, but we don't know the roadmap on how to do it. We have our guest here. Hi Nishant, how are you doing?
Hi everyone. Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Okay, so let's now dive into the topic for today. And before moving into the technical part of the questions, we'll have a little bit of icebreaker type of thing. We do this with every Instagram live that we have. So we ask a question to all of our audience and also our guest, obviously. So today's question is quite interesting because it is in news a lot that once Earth is not livable, we will move to Mars, or Mars can be somewhere where we can live in. So the question is revolving that, and the question for today is, if you were sent to Mars, what are the 3 things from Earth that you will take?
Be confident. Put in
Okay.
a situation, what can be done? We need to find a new ways to deal with. It's like a lion is coming to me, and what I have to do. By the time I cannot do anything, lion has to do something. So it is like that.
Yeah, that's true. So everyone watching this, you can also drop your answers. What 3 things you all will take? If I would have answered this question, I would have said probably some books, to just relax and not work and chill there. So that would have been my answer. So let's now move on to talking about yourself. So my next question is revolving. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like, as we all know, you're running this Fundu testers, you're creating content. So how did that journey begin for you as a tester?
Okay, so first of all, let me uh, brief about myself. So myself, Nishant Gohel. I work as a software engineer at Ecolite Digital, and I work on various technologies like API, backend infra automation, UI automation. And a Fundu tester's journey, what I would say is, so initial my career days, I'm coming from a non-IT background, which is electronics. So after that, I have struggled a lot. I moved to the Bangalore, and I don't know what to do in a life. What will be the career move? And in my family, no one is from IT background, so I struggled a lot, and I placed into a company, and after 2 days I thought whatever the knowledge I have I should share with the people, so they also can somehow they can get a solutions to the problems. And so initially I started writing a blogs, but I didn't find that interesting. I am not able to connect, or I don't know who is reading my blog. So later on I started a YouTube channel. I did some mistakes, few things went well. I did many experiments, but all in all, nowadays I'm doing good.
That sounds so amazing. And the thought that you want to share your knowledge with others so that they don't repeat the mistakes that you're making, or
Yes,
that is amazing that you have that, and it shows in your content also, because I've seen few of your video, and it's great how you connect to the audience. It's like someone from their family is teaching them that,
yes.
okay, these are the things that are happening. So it's amazing. So now moving on to the topic for today. um, so as we are talking about how we can learn the new technologies that are there, so
Okay.
my question for today is, how can testers identify which tool or technology they should learn?
Okay, so this is a very basic question. What I would say, tester has to build a profile. So how can they build a profile? Let's say we have to build a huge apartment, 20 or 25 story building. So we are making a base as a strong base, bottom area, concrete area, because entire building load is coming to that particular concrete area. Similar way, we have to make our profile strong. First thing is, so how can we make our profile strong? First is the testing fundamentals. We have to understand fundamentals in detail. Later on, next thing is in testing also there are sub streams. I would say many fields are there in testing as well. So like automation, performance, security testing, ETL. Someone is working on a completely backend infra, Oracle MQ, Active MQ, SAP domain. There are many more things are there. So first thing is we have to identify which area we want to move. We have to find interest in particular area. Let's say I have figured it out, I want to move into a automation. So next part will be I need to figure it out which programming language I'm going to work, because testing fundamental is a base, and for automation programming language is a base. So I have to figure it out. I should learn Java, Python, JavaScript, and whatever language. But here the catch is, should not listen to others. Just do a market analysis, trends, and start exploring different programming language and build interest. If someone is good in Java, they feel Java is good, go ahead. If someone is thinking Python is good or JavaScript is good, go ahead, because every programming language has an opportunity, every programming language has a jobs, and equally tester can learn using all these technologies. So first is we have to build a concrete base, which is a programming language and fundamental. Next part is we have to do the add-ons. Now we have to add a technology as a stack. One by one, we have to add a technologies. Now I know Java, I know testing. Next thing is I have to figure it out which automation I'm going to work. Let's say UI automation or mobile automation or API automation. If first move is a UI automation, need to learn Selenium. Then around the library, I have to learn like a TestNG, few basic framework, Cucumber I need to learn. If I'm comfortable with that, I can move next, I can move ahead. I have to learn a few utilities. How can I integrate report functionality? How can I integrate sending mail functionality? Smaller functionality, bigger picture, we have to learn CI/CD, GitLab or Bitbucket, but at a time, one tool. For one problem, if you know one library is sufficient, initial stage it is fine. But once we are expert in that particular library, we have to expand the skills. But here, if someone is working on Java, it is a risky move to move on other programming language like a JavaScript or a programming language, because end of the day, once someone is having 8 years or 10 years of experience, they are going to build a concrete framework and delivering a high quality product. So it is not possible if someone has worked 2 years on X technology, 2 years on Y technology, so it will be a difficult. So around the profile, create a strong base and start adding tools and technologies.
Understood. I think that's a very great advice, because anything that we start, we need to start from very basics. And once they are clear, we can build upon that to have more skills and more technologies added, which can obviously be according to the projects that they are doing in their job. So probably if some other framework is helping them in the job, they can learn that part of the framework and
Yes,
just use it. So that's a
yes.
very great advice. The other question I have for you is, like, so this question is, similar to the first one, and I think you already gave an answer, but just to reiterate, should the tester focus on learning so many tools? Like, should they just focus on one tool, or should they focus on all that is there in the market?
Yes, again. So I have seen many testers are asking, should I learn this tool, that tool, or not? Yes, tools are required, pretty much required, but not every tools. There are tons of tools available in the market. But what my perspective is, how I'm seeing the tools is, for one problem, one tool, as I said. But again, if I'll give you an example, let's say I'm working on a Java, Jira. I'm using a Jira in my current job, which is a end-to-end. I'm for project management. I'm writing a test cases, bugs I'm tracking. So I'm comfortable with Jira. I know pretty much Jira and all and all, but no need to learn other tool. But when you have to look for other tool, for example, let's say you are moving to the next company and they are using Azure DevOps infra, and they are tracking all these things using Azure DevOps. By that time you can learn that tool, because it is going to add a value to your profile and you are going to work on that particular tools. But if you are not going to work, just leave. because from moving one tool to another tool, it won't take much time. It will be almost similar. Almost, I would say 70% it will be similar. And again, if there are small tools and it will help, like there are many tools available for writing a XPath, or there are many libraries for extracting data from JSON data, or reading data from Excel files. So those library we can explore and we can use. But again, for one problem, one library, one tool, not every tool, because there are tons of tool available. If we are for just focusing on a tool, then fundamental will you just move out.
Understood, understood. Yeah, so I think it's very similar to what you said in the previous answer also. That just focus on what the problem is, focus on what you want to build, and then you will know which tool to learn. You will know which programming language to learn, for example, in as a basics. And these things have pretty much same concepts. So you know the
Yes,
basics, you can shift to other thing also.
yes.
Yeah. So the other question I have for you is, what are the best ways of passive learning for testers? Like,
Uh,
yeah,
Passive learning is a very important. We can learn many things. I would like to give answer with an example. So how I learn many things. So for example, in at my home, I don't have a TV network connections. I just watch a YouTube on TV and a few OTT platforms I have. So how I start learning new things. So for example, let's say I have time and I want to spend, want to watch something. So I'll start with I have subscribed so many, almost 90% of technical channels. Whatever video I'm getting, I'll watch some 15 minute, 20 minute or half an hour. I just get some knowledge and later on I move to the movie or songs. So this is a one way. Another way is there are many blogs are available. So you can subscribe a newsletter. Uh, it's not mandatory that you have to read every time you are getting a mail and you have to read. But once you are checking a mail and if you think you can spend a 5 minute, just a skim and scan through that particular blog, you will get something to learn. Apart from you, there are many people, many good content creator posting on social media, micro blogs on Twitter or LinkedIn. They are posting about new trends and technology. So we can follow them, we can subscribe to those YouTube channels, and we can learn many things instead of just wasting a time. But whenever we think we are not keen to learn about Java or programming or some technical stuff, just keep those things aside and start doing something. So if you are spending time on social media, just try to learn something.
understood. Yeah, yeah. That's a very great advice because I think a lot of social media has a lot of, the entertainment content, but it also has a lot of content to learn. And if we
Yes.
just use it right, if in feed I see some post about what I do, I can just scroll it and I've learned something new. So that's something that we can, start following these pages, start following the creators, and they'll share a lot of knowledge, and you will just learn something new every day.
Yes.
So
Right.
that's very. So the other question I have for you is, if testers have started a career with like manual function testing, this was a question that was asked a lot, and it's like if testers have started a career with manual or their functional testing, what can be the learning roadmap for them?
Okay. So first thing is enjoy.
Yeah,
Go to a movie, go to the parties with your friends because you are getting your first job. Just enjoy a job. Apart from enjoyment, start learning how things are happening in the corporates, how you can work on things, how you can interact with the people. For example, you have to interact day to day with managers, developers, BA, or other people. How you can deal with the things, how to write a mail, or how to express your work. If you need something, if you need help, how you can get help from others. So those things you can learn initial day, and apart from just relax because this is the first job. Once you are matured with the IT industry, you are settled in a corporate life. Later on, next movies, you have to figure it out. Now, how you can expand your skills, how you can expand your horizon. So you have to go to a step by step. You cannot learn everything at a time. This is the major problem people make. So step by step, for example, let's say someone has a 2 or 3 years experience and they are going to start work on a automation. So what will be the expectations from 2 or 3 years guy tester? They are going to build a very basic level script, easy functionality they are going to automate, and so that particular level is sufficient for that. So if
Yeah.
someone knows for that level, that is fair enough. Let's say someone has 3 to 4 years of experience, so by that time they are going to build or they are going to work on a complex scenario. So they should know for complex scenario which collection or which things they should use and how to deal with the situation. If they are getting error, how can resolve the error. Apart from that, they have to help juniors. So 2 3 years guys stuck at somewhere, how he can help. So at particular age they should know those things. Apart from once you are at 5 to 6 years of experience, so by that time responsibilities will be, you have to start building a utilities like how you can send a mail or building a report functionalities. Apart from you are integrating your code with CI/CD tools. So those things you should know. If someone is going to interview at 5 or 6 years experience, they can expect this kind of questions, and they have to make a level like that. And for example, if someone is having a 7 or 8 years or 10 years of experience, so again, you have a huge responsibility at that particular level of experience. You are going to create a framework, you are going to design a framework, your role will be a test manager, your role will be a test architect. So as that particular level, they should learn design principle, solid design principle. If my framework execution time is, let's say, 1 hour it is taking to execute let's say 50 scenarios, so how can I reduce it to let's say half an hour, or I can reduce by 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So that level of enhancement improvement they have to do. So is he capable, or particular area they have to learn a new skill, they have to keep adding, keep improving to the detail and technologies.
Understood, understood. That's great. So in you basically said that at the starting, like there's a lot of collaboration that a person needs to do.
Yes,
Collaboration. For example, developer is something that testers have to interact with on their daily life. You know,
yes.
so through this collaboration, the question is that how can you learn through this collaboration? For example, how if you're collaborating with a developer, how can you learn from that collaboration?
Okay, so this is a very good question, and I have good experience with developers. On social media, we are saying developers are our enemy. It is not true. It is those are just memes.
Yeah,
So I'll just give one. I would like to share my experience. So initial day, whenever I have started learning automation, I I have faced many exceptions and many errors, and I was not able to figure it out. How can I fix? So what I used to do, I just if I'm getting null pointer exception, I just Google it. What is a null pointer exception solution? I just go to the all the blogs, Stack Overflow, and I did not get a solution. But from the peers and the senior tester, senior developer has taught me that if you are getting particular exception, you have to read a stack trace, and from a stack trace you will get to know which class, on which method, on which line number you are getting exception. So on first line you know what is a problem, but in stack trace you will get to know where you are getting an exact problem. So these things like debugging a code and how they are looking to a problem, what is their perspective, so we can understand from developers or a senior person. Apart from that, for example, let's say I have raised a bug, and I have a time, and developer is at particular time developer is fixing that particular bug. So I can sit with him, and I'm not going to do a code in future, or I'm not going to fix a bug, but still how is looking to a problem, what is a problem. Sometimes what happens, we know that is a bug, but how it is happening, what is my test investigation, I don't know. So we can learn from developer what is a core problem, how they are going to fix that particular bug, and what are the looking, if problem is on X area, so what are the details they need. So we will get to know. So whenever we are going to raise similar bug next time, we know what was the problem, so we add those data, we add our test investigation. So somehow we are adding a values, and those values we are getting from a developer. Over a period of time we have learned. So like this, we have to make a good relation with development team, even a senior tester, senior managers. They are wrong at some place, but we have to avoid, we have to just make sure what are the things we are learning and how we can use it, how we can utilize those stuff and how we can add a value.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And I think in any product, the role of testers and developers, it's very important that uh, they had side by side in the whole product journey, because then only the product will come out great, and there won't be much problems with it. So that's
Yes.
a very, like you said it really well. Like all those memes are there, but still we need to work together. So like the other question that I have for you today is like, should testers have mentors? Like, because there are so many different parts, and there's so less
Okay.
content also. There's more content on developing part and different parts there. So should testers approach a mentor to help them in their transitions?
Yes, but at not initial stage. At a very when you need expert level advice, that time to approach a mentor is a good idea. For example, let's say uh, before that, I would like to convey that if I'm working on a particular things and I'm doing a work, I'm doing a job, so I'm building some responsibilities and I'm feeding my family. I want to do well for my family and all these things I'm going to settle in my life. So as a person, someone, as a whoever is tester or developer, they should capable to take a decision, no, like which technology you have to learn, what are the things you can learn, small decision. If you are stuck at the small problem,
Yeah,
should figure it out by themselves. They should not approach to the others. But at what stage you should approach? Let's say you know everything, you have achieved a 90 percentage, but somehow you are at a saturated stage and you need expert advice. That small advice will change your life. By that time, you should approach a mentor, and it doesn't necessary that mentor should be a tester or should come from corporate. It mentor can be anyone. Best mentor can be a father or mother or someone who is working in a corporate but not in IT technologies. So let's say you are getting some problem like a conflict or anything, you can take advice from them and you can utilize and you can solve your problem.
yeah, yeah. That's true. Like there are so many things that we don't have figured out, and we need mentors in our lives to
Yes,
help them take a decision about those things. That's
but
really
early stage, instead of so it will be like a habit. We just
yeah.
many people are saying you need just a spoon feeding or spoon feeding. It is not like that. You just need have to figure it out first, a problem. If we are not, somehow we
Yeah,
are not able, then we have to approach others.
definitely. Yeah, yeah, that's true. So, now there are like, as we are talking about learning, right? Learning in different technologies in testing. So my question is that what is the best way of learning? Probably through documents, YouTube courses. There are so many. There's books. There's paid courses. So what should a tester opt for when they are learning? Like there's so much out there in terms of content.
Okay, so I would say YouTube is should be a go-to place. I'm not saying because I'm a YouTuber and I'm posting a technical content, but why YouTube? Because uh, all in all, in many YouTube channels, we'll get on one particular topic 10 videos or 15 videos. So we can make our mind, we can explore the particular tools or technology and came to know, at least we should have a fair idea about that particular tools or technology. And that after watching some videos, we can figure it out if it is a useful in current role or will it be a useful in a future. If the thing is settled and if things we have to learn, then we can go with the paid course or trainings
Yeah,
or boot camp we can do, and we can have a good amount of experience. But that is not enough. Even paid course are not enough. Once we have completed a paid training or we have enough, we have gained enough knowledge on particular technology, we have to implement those things somehow. If you are a freelancer or if you are no working on a new technology or futurist technology, next company I'm going to work. So we have to use somewhere as a homework, and we have to explore a document as well, and we have to explore a book. Why I'm saying books and documents are important, because if someone is going to attend a paid course, they are not going to provide everything. Maybe they are going to cover 90 percentage, but the concept fundamentals, or someone has developed a rest ratio. If I'm going to a rest ratio documents, so what is a way of writing a code, how they are dealing each and every situation, how they are writing for get method, post method. So the same concept we can learn from a document as well. So I would say everything is important, but start with the YouTube. Then if not, that is not sufficient, go to paid one, gain a knowledge, start working, and still explore a book and document to be a expert in particular area.
Understood, understood. So for the last question, we have a follow-up question from Mochi. They're asking how can we approach someone and where to be mentored by a senior in the industry?
So nowadays there are lots of communities available. There are good YouTubers. There are good people on LinkedIn who love to help. So we can approach, if we have hesitated if to post on a public domain. We can reach out we can text on LinkedIn. We can send a WhatsApp message if we are in a same group, and we can get a help.
Yeah, yeah, understood. I think that answers your question, Mochi. So now the other question I have is that you being a public speaker, since you are doing YouTube, you are active on Instagram and other channels also. So you know the importance of soft skills, and my question is how important is all these soft skills for a tester?
Okay, so soft skill, first of all, I say soft skill is not a communication skill. If someone is knowing to not going to speak well in communication, sorry, in
Yeah,
English, so that is not, I cannot consider that is a soft skill. So what is a soft skill? How you are going to present yourself. Because let's say once you are having 10 or 12 years of experience, and you are going to deal with a CEO, or you are going to deal with the clients, by that time you have to convey all the stuff what you did in a last quarter, what you are going to do in a next quarter, what are the problems you have solved, what are the problem you are facing, and what is the solution. You will have 5 minutes of time, and you have to convey a point. So you have to be a confident. So confidence is a one communication soft skill. Another skill is email writing. So at initial day, we don't know how to write a impactful mail. For example, day to day, we are in a like similar kind of situation. Developer is not fixing our bug. So by that time we cannot fight with them. We have to behave like a professional. We have to write an impactful mail, or somehow we have to convince dev team how that particular bug is important. So that is again convincing power, how we can create an impact. So that is a soft skill, I would say. So it will take a time. It is not like technical skills. If someone is going to learn a test engine, they can go through the tutorial and they can learn. But soft skill, they have to go through the experience, what they
yeah,
did last time, what are the mistake they are having, and based on that they have to improve. Apart from that, yeah, public speaking, someone wants to be a speaker, how they can create an engagement with the audience, how they can make eye contact, fear of speaking, all these things are there. So there are many things in a soft skill. But for I would say first level is a confidence, and how you can convey a message. Because I have seen, I have worked with many clients, foreign clients, yeah, Europe clients, German clients. So they their main language is a German. If someone
yeah,
is coming from the Germany, and they are not good in English, even from they are not able to communicate well. But the point is how you are conveying your message. You are facing a so problem, you another people is facing another problem. We are they are meeting together, and they are coming with the solution. So that is a main thing of a communication.
yeah, yeah, that's true, that's true. And I think right now, each and every job that is there out there, you need to have these soft skills to,
Yes.
excel in your job. And it's not about that your English should be perfect with good vocabulary. It's more about how you can, present yourself, how
Yes,
you can just talk confidently, and you can learn it by start doing it today. So
yes,
that's
right.
that's a really great point that you have put up there. We have some questions from the chat. Um, Krishna Preeti is asking, interesting, interested in coding. Can 1 year experience of manual tester switch their domain to development? I think that's her question.
Okay, so switching to a development is a good idea. Anytime we can switch, and I can see once you are gaining experience, so between the development and testing field, line is becoming narrow.
Yeah,
Okay, but to switch a development, start working on a coding. If you think you are sufficient and you are gaining an interest in coding, then yeah, it's a good move.
understood. I think that answers your question, Krishna Preeti. We have other question from Mochi, and this is really interesting question. I think that is a question that every content creator asks. So it's the question about, I am an aspiring content creator for QA and testing.